Hey guys, and welcome to the Best of Both Worlds with Brianna and Dr. Johnny Taylor.
Hey, good to see you again. Well, today we're going to talk about another. We're going to look at another one of the poems out of the book, and this particular one is called "Jesus, Did I Do What Was Right?" And this, of course, is in the book called "Precious Little Prayers of Precious Little People." It's out on Amazon right now for you to download and get a copy and just have some dialogue, kind of in the space like we're about to have here right now. So, thank you very much. We're going to get started. So, it reads like this. This is a young kid speaking. He says, I woke up this morning. I got out of bed. I yawned. I stretched. And I cleared my head. I went to bed early last night because Mom and Dad, they started to fight. I prayed for them all through the night. Jesus, did I do what was right? And that's the poem from this young child. And remember now, these poems are the result of counseling kids and listening to their issues and then coming back and writing little poems I could so that I would make sure that I understood their hearts. And once I talked to the person about this, he said, wow, that's just where I was at. So we're going to dialogue about this just a little bit. Brianna, you got some insight on this? What do you think?
I feel like this child is witnessing things that is taking a toll on him, his life. The fact that he decided to go to bed early because he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. He just wanted to close it out. He shut down. And that might be a protective barrier because that situation might be hurting him to watch his mother and father do that or hear them fighting and arguing. So for him, he just wants to go to bed and just shut it down. Get rid of it. Close it out.
Since he really can't do nothing about it and it's just overwhelming, his senses is just doing so much to him that he's like, look, I got to get out of here. Maybe I can go to sleep and wake up. When you was a little kid, I used to go to sleep and wake up. Oh yeah, whew, that was just a dream. Wow,
Right,
that's good.
Exactly.
So now he's trying to go to sleep and wake up because hopefully this is a dream.
Right.
And if it is a dream, I don't know why it is a dream in his head at this age. But I'd rather it be a dream than
reality.
But even then, if it's a dream, I got to get to the bottom. We need to get to the bottom of that too. Why is he even dreaming that way? You know what I'm saying? That has its own issues that need to be sourced out. At least looking into.
Right, and then it looks like he might have, maybe he's waking up in between his sleep and he's still hearing them. So every time he wakes up and he still hears them, he sends like a little prayer.
Wow, and I can see that in here because if he's yawning and he's stretching and he's trying to clear his head, it's like, whew, I know I went to bed, I was been upset all night, my sleep has been upset all night, intermittent if you would, and so I went to bed early, I thought I could get past it, but man, I didn't get past it, I kept hearing it, so I said, man, I guess I'm going to have to pray tonight,
Exactly, and we as parents don't understand what we do that really causes trauma in our children's lives, and they have to carry these things to school with them, and they have to be able to dissect it. Like, okay, that was at home, I'm at school, I need to focus. But sometimes that's not, that reality.
Oh, I agree with you.
They don't have that.
I agree with you. And my experience was that, and I was framing it like this. You'll hear me say it so often. It's little kids trying to handle big kid problems. And so they got these big kid problems that the big kids didn't resound from, and they still wrestling with and haven't got some skills in how to communicate and whatever. And so now these little kids are trying to handle these things. These things are too heavy. It's almost like putting too much weight on a little table, and the legs are about to wobble and fall down, and all of a sudden it collapses in the middle of the school day, and they begin to cry, begin to whine, begin to act out, begin to do a lot of different things and you don't know how it's going to come out, but it's going to come out. When you eat some bad food, you don't know where it's going to come out. Zit here, zit there, zit, you know what I'm saying? Right. You don't know where it's coming out, but it's coming out somewhere. The acidity, the imbalance is coming out. So these kids are doing that. And one thing, I had to applaud the kid, or maybe this is the kid's pattern, the fact that he went to bed early. He's like, look, The only way I can get past this is to just I don't know what early, and in my memory I can't remember what early was, but early to the kid, and let's just say if early was 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever, on a school night, he went earlier than that. He said, "Look, I'm cashing out. This thing's too heavy for me."
Right.
That's a sign. That's a sign when kids start moving away. Plus, and not only is it a physical separation, I would like even say that it's a spiritual separation. It is a familial separation. He's separating from the family. He's not finding what he needs to get from that family right there. So he's putting some distance between it. And if he continues to put distance between it, and it gets reinforced, that will be his norm of how he deal, fight or flight. Okay, he's fighting, because he ain't got the energy to fight. And he don't know it, and maybe even the kid is trying to deal with what, both parents, and he's loving them both, and he don't know. Oh my goodness!
And then like after they get out that heated argument, you don't know. Now they're all heated, and they might take it out on him. So he might be like, "Let me go to bed early because I don't even want to see them when they're done."
Or maybe it has been heated in times past, and they have taken it out on him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it wasn't for you, oh my goodness, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be having this argument because really, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here together. So he could be feeling the brunt of it and said, "Man," and it's so easy for a little kid to take on the ownership of something that's not his. Mm-hmm. Trying to perceive that, oh wow, if it wasn't for me, I wouldn't even be dealing with it, and so I know I'm the cause. See, if I just wasn't around here, at least I applaud him for not doing something suicidal, and things along that line. But there are times when kids just feel like they are the brunt of the pressure. They're causing this pressure, causing this friction in the home, and this escapism can become a pattern. And then after a while, I would even suggest the pattern. If I can't get it here, I got to go to my friend's house. I got to go somewhere else. Hey, can I stay at so-and-so house? I'm just trying to get a relief. Drop, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is to be at my friend's house. Oh, what a relief it is to be at my nana's house. Oh, what a relief it is to just be somewhere other than up in this noisemaker's house. And so the kid here, he said, "I went to bed early last night because mom and dad started to fight." You know what? Brianna, it's like he didn't even wait for the whole thing.
Yeah, he already.
He knew the telltale sign. Up. If he say this, I heard her. Mm-hmm. I better roll, because you know what? It only goes downhill from here. I don't know in your place where it went down. I mean, not your place particularly, but to our audience, maybe you need to look at how quick the escalation, because kids can tell when somebody threw some extra gasoline on the fire, plus if they've seen it before.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Boy, if he call her that, she gonna get off.
She's gonna get upset.
Oh, you say what? Oh my goodness! And I can applaud the kid from getting up out of there and not picking up those habits directly and taking sides.
Right, and we have to be careful, because sometimes those angry and those nasty spirits jump off on our children, and they take it to school or wherever they go. Because I remember I was talking to a particular class last week, and there was this guy in there, and I had questioned the teacher, so what's this guy about? And I asked the class, I said, "Is this guy a troublemaker?" And he was like, "Yes, he's a troublemaker." And I asked the teacher, and she said, "Yes, he just gets so angry, and he just throws things, and he picks up chairs." And I'm like, that might be deep rooted. That might be going on in the home. He might be seeing that. You just never know what you're doing that can, be passed down to your children. They're watching it and they're thinking that's okay, but it's really not.
And then if they believe that this is okay and this is how you settle things, then it is a small thing. Oh, and let me go a couple steps down the road. So this is the pattern in the house. And so because it's just the pattern in the house, this is what the kid sees. He emulates it, he imitates it. Okay, and then he gets called down. You have a teacher meeting because the kid is acting up. Now, the parent come in like, "What? He cutting up like that? Boy, get over here. I'll be on." And all I'm trying to say to you in this little drama, not that everybody responds like that, but here's the kid. He has been stroked at the house. This is norm. Man, this is how we settle stuff. We don't discuss, we just cuss. We just fall out, we don't talk, we bark. We fight. So now he knows this. This is how he do what he do. So now he's been doing it at the schoolhouse because, hey, it's par for the course. And now suddenly, those that have trained the brother come in. What? Jumped on the teacher's side? Oh man, this boy's about to have a nervous breakdown now, because he thought, mom, dad gonna roll him in there and say, that he fine. And suddenly, now he's got to come to grips with, What do you mean? It ain't right here?
But it's okay at home.
Oh, but it's okay home? Come on, man.
How can you ask somebody so little to
Digest that kind of complication.
right? Like, how do I know how to turn it off? You know, turn it on. It's okay at home, not okay in public. Like, I don't understand.
Now you almost push the boy into schizoism or something. You know, so you know, oh, I know how to act here. I know how to act here. At home, kill him. And then, but Spartacus is at the house. You know what I mean? The last Spartans or whatnot, they battling. You know, battle royale. You know, but it's cool. Okay. Now, you know, if you got to walk those different lines in your brain cells at an early age during your formative years, you're formulating how to be a sneaky person. Mm-hmm. You're formulating how to work the system. You're formulating on what here's what work, here doesn't work. And that's criminal. That's criminal that, again, a kid has to go to bed early at night. And here's another part that I see that's in there. There's nobody tuck him in. Nobody went up to this kid and read to him and say, hey, baby, good night, hon. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Anybody did that, he like, look, don't come in my room. Don't bring that up in here. Although he can't speak like that, but in so many words, that's what he said. He got in the bed and said, look, let me do this stuff outside. But that meant that nobody checked on that young brother. Nobody gave him some bedside love. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said, hey, let me read something to you. Man, you get a good sleep now. Let's say I pray. Can we say a prayer together? Man, I'm really proud of you. You had a wonderful day, man. You know, nobody kind of put him to bed and put his spirit at rest when he went to bed. He was tumultuous. He probably kicked all over the sheets. You understand, man? He woke up, heard that noise, because he working out all that energy. Almost like a capacitor discharging, you know, all that energy that he's picking up. Because believe it or not, if he stays in there, it's just like when you cooking some food. If that food stay in the sauce, after a while, some of that sauce is what? Getting in the food. that like that spaghetti that was in there the next day, it tastes even better because it got together.
Marinate.
The marinade, he over there marinating in that hate. So it wouldn't be a bad thing unless he just got such a resolve that he hate what he dislike what is going on, that he pushes it off. But at any given time, if he decides not to fight off the darkness, he's going to fall into that pattern because it's easier to do, and that's the norm at the house.
Right. So I just think, you know, as parents, we need to be very careful and pick and choose where we're going to have certain conversations, because just like on the job, someone is always watching, and you don't know what you're doing to affect that person that is watching, or that perception that someone has. Whether it's your child, your boss, your coworker, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to be careful about what you say and how you say it, because somebody could be picking that up and take that with them and carry that, and then they're going to be like, well, my mommy taught me, or I saw this at home.
Wow.
You just got to be really careful, because you could take that ball of anger that you have and hold it off for a second. Make sure your child is okay. Put him to bed. Good night, honey. Kisses. And maybe go outside and have your little dispute then. But it's not worth the damage that you cause your children in that moment just because you're angry. And it might be even better for you to take a chill pill and relax. All right, 5-minute breather. Let's do what we got to do, and then we can come back to this conversation. It's that easy. It's that simple.
Now, another thing I'd like to point out there, that's awesome. That's awesome conversation there. He said he prayed for them. So somewhere, somehow, he knew prayer was something to do. You know what I mean? His relationship with Christ, I got to say, hey, he said he prayed. He was talking to somebody. Couldn't talk to them things he could see, the people he could see. But he was talking to a God he couldn't see. So somewhere in there, that's a great, God, kudos to that baby. Because that baby was like, look, dear Jesus, you got to help her, brother, because I ain't got nobody else on. You know, so I love the fact that he prayed for them all through the night. Poor little boy. I mean, he's a junior prayer warrior. He done prayed through the people, rebuking spirits and whatnot. Ooh, you know, this is heavy that a kid would be able to do that, and a kid would even think about that and saying the little prayers. And, you know, I prayed for him. I was like, please, I wish it would stop. I wish this would go away. You know, it's almost like you wishing the dream would, you know, click your heels 3 times. Click, click, click. I'm back. You know, and it just didn't go away. You know, it's getting close to Christmas time, and I was thinking about the 20th anniversary of that movie called Home Alone. Mm-hmm. You know, and as far as that kid was concerned, he was home alone. because nobody was tending to his needs. Nobody was tending to who he was. It was like they so busy doing their thing, they don't understand how much this is jacking me, how much this is terrorizing me. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, and there's a question. I'm not trying to throw no Mickey on you, but you know, here, let me tell you something. How many times have our kids been home alone, emotionally, psychologically? The parents were home, but they so busy fussing and doing whatever stuff. The kid is where? Alone. So they go, they get imaginary friends, they do things because they just alone. Even us as adults, man, we know how it is to be in a crowd and yet alone. And we withdraw. We withdraw. And so this kid, I am appreciative that he prayed for them all night. He found some help, solace in God, found some help in God. And now he asked this little tender question, Jesus, did I do that was right? Wow, man, but get that boy a meritorious badge. You know what I'm saying? Get that boy, sign him up. Son, I'd like to thank you on behalf of your nation and your God. Yeah, I believe you did what's right. You didn't go in the closet, get the gun down and shoot both out, pow, pow, because sometimes we push our kids to do violent things because they're watching all this violent stuff on TV and in the games and all these things. And with all this fuss and stuff, sometimes you can just stress a kid out. What is your child's breaking point? More and more we're seeing young kids that's being tried as adults in court because of the breaking point. Something drove them somewhere. Something told them that this is the way to act out on something else that's pushing you. How do you want to show this? So they come across as adults and get into the court system as adults. So this kid here, he's praying for them all through the night. And Jesus, did I do what was right? Well, as we go to our close for today's discussion, I'd like to tell that kid, you did what was right, boy. You did what was right. You talked to the only person that can keep your brain sane is Jesus. Jesus, help me now. You went spiritual, man. You didn't go physical. There was enough physicality with the fighting and the verbal, if you would. You went spiritual. You were praying that prayer, and that prayer was guarding your heart from letting all that craziness just get locked in there and them spirits. Because the next day you came up looking like Frankenstein. Went to the job, went to his little school, and they're like Chucky. Almost like went postal in the schoolhouse. Right? Little kids be going off. Why you going off? Just leave me alone. I'm angry. So it's a beautiful thing. But anyhow, once again, this is on page 41 and 42 of our book called Precious Little Prayers of Precious Little People. It's out on Amazon. And I would just encourage you to walk through these, take the time, have some dialogue with your children, with your in-laws, outlaws, cousins, nephews, nieces, new moms, new dads, anyone that need to sit down and think this thing through. Because Generation X and Y, Generation Z is going to be raised by Generation X and Y. Right. So, hey, if you call them millennials to the second power, they're the ones producing kids, not me. So right. We need to put something out there. We need to have this dialogue well in advance before the doorhouse to the jailhouse clink. We need to have it well in advance before they do something after watching these videos and things and think that they can hit them and then push the button and reset them. All those type of things, because people don't get back up. And if you do something horrible because you're reacting to some stimuli from your parents and you've seen how they do things, you say, oh, but I thought. You might do an adult thing and thinking that you can just reset the dial and, okay, start the game again. And it's not a game. Let's save our children. Let's do what's right. But most of all, let's hear their hearts and put a value on it. More important than polishing the car. More important than being all the social clubs in the universe is the spirit of your child, the one that would be producing your grandchildren and the one that you'll be depending on to run this country when you get old. So, hey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks to Brianna here. I'm telling you, all right now. And shout out to all of you guys that hit us up and looked at us. We just appreciate you. But most so, you get a book, and we're making donations off of the book to some, charities and homes for help that need help and all this kind of stuff. So just help us do what we can do by purchasing your volumes and just be blessed. And we thank you for spending this time with us. So this is Bree, and it's Dr. T, and this has been the best of both worlds. See you later.